All right, hey guys, welcome to the backside homework video. First things first, if you have not followed the Instagram for homework reminders, the link is at the top. Oop, I just went right through the middle. But link is at the top. Also, same thing for the remind. You can text at keys algebra 1 to the number 81010. You can get those text reminders as well. Again, A days, your homework is due on Friday. B days, your homework is due on Monday. So hopefully you are watching this video before those days so you can get that free 100 for doing your homework. So let's get started. If you're on this video, you probably started at Google Classroom. Again, the code can always be found right there at the top. And we're working on goal number 2, which is I can identify discrete domain and range. So question 1 says, write the domain and range of the following relation. So I'm thinking to myself, does domain go with X or Y? I know I have my X-axis over here, my Y-axis up top. I remember Disney XD, so I know that domain goes with X. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect my dots to their X value on my X-axis. So I drew a line straight down here. That's at number 1. This is at number 2. This dot right here is at number 3, 4. I see one right at 5, and this one all the way up here is at 6. So when I write my domain, I'm going to use my fancy bracket because I'm listing out some numbers, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wow, I made that way too easy on you guys. You are welcome. Next, I'm going to think about range. I know my range is all possible Y values because you're a wizard, Harry, right? So my range is all possible Y values, and I'm going to connect those to my Y-axis. So I'm going to draw a line over here to connect it to my Y-axis. Remember, range is also bottom to top. That's another way to think about it. So range is Y, bottom to top. I'm going to draw points that connect my dots to my Y-axis. So I start here. I see I have one at -1. Don't forget this guy right here. If it's on my X-axis, that means it's at 0 because I haven't moved up or down. So it's right there at 0. This guy right here connects at 1. This guy right here connects at 2. This guy right here connects at 3. And this one all the way up top looks like it connects at about 6. So if I'm writing my range, I'm going to use my fancy bracket again. I'm going to write what I see from bottom to top. -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 6. Classic me, I ran out of room, but that's okay. Range, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 6. Just a reminder, if you don't like thinking like that, I can also always just label my points. I can go X, comma, Y. I'm just going to list them at the bottom. So now I'm going to list my points over here at the bottom. So I have one right here, one right here, 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 and here. I'm going to list them out. So this point is my X value is 6. My Y value is also 6. I'm going to list that one out. This guy right here, I have 5, 0. This guy over here, I have 4, 2. This guy over here is 3, -1. I have 2 more left at 2, 1, and then lastly 1, 3. Remember, my X value always goes before my Y value. Then for my domain, I'm going to look at this X value, which comes first, and let's make sure I did it right. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. I did not mess it up. Good for me. Then I have my Y value. I have -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 6. So that is 2 ways that you can do this, and you'll get the exact same domain and range. If you have questions on this, even after this weekend, we're going to need to come to tutoring on Monday or Tuesday so that we can talk about how we can figure out domain and range, because continuous domain and range is coming, and it's a little bit tricky. All right, next we're going to talk about domain and range of the following mapping. So I know that my X values are always on the left, and my Y values are always on the right. I know that X always goes with domain, and Y always goes with range. So when I'm writing out my domain, I'm going to list all of my possible X values. Again, I'm going to try and go from least to greatest, but if I mess it up, all I care is that you have the right numbers there. So I have -3, -1, 1, 4, and 5. For my range, I'm going to list out the numbers I see in the y value. So that's this one right here. I'm going to go negative 5, 0, 2, and 6. If you're feeling fancy, you can tell me if this is a function or not. I think this one is a function because I see that all of my x values only go to one place, and I don't care if something goes to the same y value as long as it's one x to one y. So I'm going to leave you to do these two problems on your own. Hint, hint, these are probably going to be the two problems that you see on your homework quiz. So make sure we understand those and ask questions before class if you're not sure. Last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to intro this quick right at the bottom. It says, please use complete sentences to answer the following questions. Question 1, what does it mean for a relation to be discrete? In other words, define the word discrete. This is in our notes, which I know is in our binder. My hint to you is we either have two options for whatever relation can be. It can be discrete, or it could be continuous. I want to know what makes something discrete. In class, we talked about a whole bunch of examples of real world things that are discrete or continuous. So maybe think back to that discussion in your answer. I need complete sentences. That means I need a subject, I need a verb, not just phrases. Please use complete sentences to answer those questions. Part 2, it says, explain to a friend how to find the domain of the function. How is that different from finding the range? So think if you were explaining this to a sibling, a cousin, a friend who's in middle school, what would you tell them that they need to do in order to find the domain or range? So it's just kind of a little roadmap for you to help other people understand how to find domain and range. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can always email me. I'll write my email right here. You are more than welcome to email me. You can DM me on the class Instagram. Again, that's at the Keys to Algebra. I think that's all the ways you have to contact me, but you can email, DM. I'm always around to answer questions. Otherwise, come see me before class. Again, A days, this homework is due on Friday. B days, this homework is due on Monday. And other than that, I will see you guys soon.